About 11 days ago, I published a video right here at WrestleJuice called Backlash Looks Not Great, in which I lamented the upcoming premium live event that's going down tomorrow. And I was like, God damn, you got 5 matches on the card, typically, and 2 of these matches have to do with Pat McAfee and Logan Paul. 2 people I really don't care really to see much in the ring, one of which I really don't care to see at all. Pat McAfee's fine on commentary. He brings a lot of enthusiasm. The crowd seems to like him. I kind of would prefer Corey Graves in that spot, to be honest with you, or even add him to make it a 3-man team. But Cole and McAfee have decent enough chemistry. But I really don't care to see the guy wrestle. And then they gave us a pretty decent build for the Backlash match, and now I'm kind of interested. Check this out. So we've got the final lineup for the Backlash card, and number 1, there's no Logan Paul on it. Seemingly they're pushing the Jey Uso-Logan Paul match, I would think, till Saturday night's main event, which is coming up in a couple weeks. So they're spreading out the 2 matches that I really didn't care to see on 2 separate premium live events, or I'm sorry, 1 premium live event, 1 is a network special. And so you look at this 5-match card, and there's actually some potential for intrigue here. And I'm starting to turn around on Backlash, and I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Backlash might be pretty decent. Let's go ahead and break this down really quick. All right, first up is Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, hear me out on this one, because I feel like, although this match was just sort of set up, like it's not out of nowhere, like they've been sort of in an ongoing kind of feud for a little while now, but like they just sort of announced this match as opposed to like doing a proper like, oh, here's a challenge and here's a contract signing, which they never really do for Intercontinental Championships anyways. But regardless, this has sort of happened out of nowhere. On Raw, they announced this match was going to happen, which is awesome, which is cool because I love Dominic Mysterio. A lot of people do, and I love Pentagon. So it's like, oh God, how is this match going to play out? Well, obviously Dom just won this title. I doubt they're going to take it off him just yet. And I feel like this match is one more step towards building the Lucha Bros versus the New Day for the Raw tag team titles. And it's like, wait, what do the New Day have to do with Judgment Day? Well, here's the thing. This past week, we saw the New Day confront Chad Gable about his situation with Phoenix and Pentagon. And so I feel like this match somehow is going to be an overbooked mess where the Judgment Day gets involved, Chad Gable, Grande Americano gets involved, and then maybe that will filter over to the New Day. Pentagon needs to bring Phoenix over in order to, like, whatever, combat the American-made guys. And then that's going to lead to the New Day and the Lucha Bros at some point, maybe not even till SummerSlam, sort of stepping in the ring as kind of a dream match. I think that's a match a lot of people would like to see, and it would not shock me if at SummerSlam we got to see the Lucha Bros get those tag titles off of the New Day. So there's a lot of intrigue sort of inherently built into this match. I've actually been kind of enjoying kind of the low-key approach they're taking with the Judgment Day these days. Dom is sort of the focal figure now that he is the Intercontinental Champion, and you got Finn Balor sort of simmering in the background, and it could also lead to Finn Balor beating Dom Mysterio for that Intercontinental Championship, because that would be awesome. Finn Balor needs to get that big push here in 2025. Will it happen? Probably not, but I'd love to see it. Next up, the other mid-card men's title, the United States Championship, is being defended at Backlash as well. Jacob Fatu's putting his U.S. title in a fatal 4-way up against LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of different stories going on here, including Solo Sikoa seemingly trying to, like, I don't know, stick it to Jacob Fatu kind of on the down low, as Nick Aldis said on SmackDown last week. I just feel like this is going to be a good match. It's going to be a fun match. I like everybody involved in this match. I feel like either LA Knight or Damian Priest are going to take the loss here. They're going to eat the pin here. But regardless, it's going to forward, I think, a bunch of good feuds here. Of course, you got Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest seemingly still feuding, although I kind of feel like Damian Priest just needs to take another loss and move on, because Drew McIntyre should be having a killer 2025. The thing is, I think Jacob Fatu is going to win this match. Drew McIntyre is not going to eat the pin, but, you know, as opposed to my original thought that Drew McIntyre wasn't going to lose another big match, he's not going to win this match. And if that means he loses it, I guess I'm wrong about that. In any event, I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to come out on the losing end. Yeah, I'm moving the goalpost now, man. I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to come out on the losing end of a major feud between now and when he wins the World Championship later on this year or early next year. Is that good enough? I've moved the goalpost another one. we'll see. We'll see if that plays out. Anyways, so I think that match is going to be a really good match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe LA Knight and Jacob Fatu can try that BFT off the moonsault situation again and get it right this time. I got flack for that one. Next up, we got Pat McAfee and Gunther. I'll be honest with you. When this match was first announced, I was like, what? Why would they do this as Gunther's next match? You think about it, it's okay. Well, you're trying to build his sort of villain credentials up a little bit. Pat McAfee is pretty much beloved by the WWE crowd. And so why not do a match where Gunther absolutely kills Pat McAfee, maybe give Pat a bunch of hope spots to start this thing off, and then Gunther just absolutely squashes him towards kind of for the finish. I actually really kind of like the simplistic way in which this was built. Yeah, Gunther choke him out. Pat McAfee, a man of pride and standing up for his friend Michael Cole, says, hey, I want a match. And then I really like the in-ring face-off they had. I thought Gunther brought a lot to his promo. I thought it was Gunther's best promo that we've maybe ever seen. He says, look, I'm not going to look past you. I'm going to give you my full undivided attention. Maybe it's his second best after when he called Damian Priest street trash, because that was pretty shocking. In any event, I'm actually kind of looking forward to this match now. I don't think it's going to be much of a match. They'd probably go, my assumption is that they're going to go probably 10 minutes. Maybe 6 of those minutes are going to be Pat McAfee putting up kind of a fight. And then the last 4 is going to be Gunther absolutely killing the guy. That's kind of my guess. And I don't know if they're going to write Pat McAfee off with this match, but it wouldn't shock me. And then also, there's a lot of noise out there about the potential of a Goldberg return to face off against Gunther. That could totally happen here. And as much as I really have no desire to see 58-year-old Goldberg come back after, I think, 3 years. I think his last match was in 2022, 2023, something like that. As much as I really don't care to see that, it will add entertainment value to this particular pay-per-view, premium live event. It'll add that moment where everybody's like, oh, damn, Goldberg showed up. And now him and Gunther are going to have a match. And then you can speculate about all that shit. Is Goldberg actually going to retire out on his back against Gunther? You would think that would be the case, but remains to be seen. Is he going to be at Backlash? No idea, but the intrigue is there. Maybe they'll save Goldberg for the Raw after Backlash, but I think it would add a little bit of oomph, some more buzz to this pay-per-view, which kind of doesn't have a lot of buzz behind it, to get Goldberg here to confront Gunther. Next up, Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for Lyra's Intercontinental Championship. I fully expect Becky Lynch to win the title here by cheaty means and eventually feud with Bayley for that Intercontinental Championship, and then Lyra can move on to something else. But I think that the build to this has actually been pretty good. We've seen a couple of promos out of Lyra that have been really, really impressive. And so for that, I'm all about this match. I think it's going to be, number one, a really good match. Obviously, these two are close, so I think they're going to try to put on kind of a match of the year situation, which given the lineup probably wouldn't be all that difficult, although the Fatal 4-Way is going to be a really good one. But I think they're going to put on just a banger of a match. Becky ends up cheating. Becky ends up winning the Intercontinental Championship, adding a bit more prestige to that title in its lineage. And then Bayley comes back at some point. Maybe Becky wins this, and then after the match, absolutely goes ham on Lyra, and Bayley has to come out to make the save. Something like that. But yeah, I mean, Becky versus Bayley for the Intercontinental Championship, that's a high profile feud right there. Maybe if they do this in advance of Evolution 2, which has been rumored for July, although I still don't know, that's not set in stone or anything. That's just sort of the rumor that's out there. That could be a high profile thing for Evolution 2. And then of course there is heel John Cena versus Randy Orton. A lot of people are just sort of wondering, what is this match going to be, which immediately adds intrigue to it. Looking at that Mania Night 2 main event and how much chatter there was about how kind of crappy that match was, man, this is Randy Orton. He has been known to work a pretty methodical style. And by that, I mean slow. So you got two guys with a combined age of 100 years old, or pushing it anyways, and they're going to be in there working a main event here in the WWE for the Undisputed Championship. John Cena is clearly going to win. I just wonder if they're going to be referencing old stuff from Cena and Orton's history, like when Randy Orton got himself intentionally DQ'd by slapping a ref. Is John Cena going to try something like that? And then maybe, I don't know, Pierce or Aldis will come out, or Triple H will come out and say, no, you're not going to win that way. Now it's going to be a no DQ match. And so that'll allow John Cena to use underhanded methods in order to win this match. Maybe that'll be the situation, or maybe they'll put on a 45-minute slow-ass boring match because John Cena's trying to ruin wrestling. I don't know. Maybe they'll try to put on a good match and put on a stinker. I don't know. That's sort of the point. A lot of intrigue behind this match, and so I'm kind of curious what it's going to look like, because it can also kind of inform what the rest of John Cena's heel run is going to look like when it comes to the matches. What can we expect? So a lot of intrigue there. So yeah, I think that this card actually has pretty decent potential there. I don't like saying these words. Maybe I was wrong in that last video. Maybe, just maybe, this is going to be pretty decent. Anyways, I'm going to be doing a live watch along of this with my buddy Larson over at the Going In Raw channels. It's youtube.com/Steven Larson and twitch.tv/Steven Larson. And then we do our review right after the show. And then I'll be right back here for your reactions, your hot takes, and your cold takes to WWE Backlash. So be sure you hit that subscribe button and the notify bell. We'll see you guys there.